In this video, I've got a recording of a call that I had with Joe and Mike from Build Assets Online. Basically, they reached out to me and said that they've been watching a few of my videos and we should get together for a chat because they do Amazon affiliate. They do pretty well off it, but they also do a number of other things. So I thought the timing on this was absolutely perfect. You know, after the whole Amazon cutting commissions thing, I thought it'd be great to talk to them and find out exactly what else they've been up to in terms of generating income and creating businesses online that don't rely on the Amazon Associates program. So we had a good chat on Skype for a good couple of hours. I recorded about an hour of it, but we were also talking while the camera wasn't rolling, and they really opened my eyes to the opportunities that are available to us, you know, us people with technology and the ability to create websites and all that kind of stuff. There's loads of opportunities that are far greater than just relying on the Amazon affiliate program. So in the call, they share with me a few ideas, including dropshipping, and it's different dropshipping to the dropshipping that I was familiar with and the dropshipping that I've spoke about in the past. In fact, their method of dropshipping sounds pretty good. And we also talk about Kindle Publishing, which again is an area that I hadn't even considered. But after talking to Joe and Mike about it, it sounds like something that I really want to get into. Now, Joe and Mike have put together a couple of courses around their experiences and everything they've learnt with creating these online businesses. So do go check them out. You'll find links to everything that we talk about in the call in the description of this video. The links to the course are affiliate links. So if you do happen to click through and make a purchase, I will earn a commission. Thank you very much. But anyway, I think that's enough intro from me. As I say, the call was a real eye-opener to me, and it's kind of got me really excited again about internet marketing and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I can't wait to start some new projects, which of course, if I do start some new projects, I will share with you my experiences on this channel. So if you're not already subscribed, be sure to click the button below and click that bell button to be notified when I upload those new videos. But anyway, I'd say that's enough intro. Roll the tape. Okay, so today I'm joined by Mike and Joe from Build Assets Online. I've got them on Skype right now. They're waving away.
Hey.
And basically they got in touch with me the other day. They saw that I've been doing some videos around, obviously, Amazon affiliate and the changes that Amazon have recently made. And Joe and Mike have been doing a few different things online, obviously to make some money. They do run a number of Amazon affiliate sites, but they've also got a few other things going on, and that's what I wanted to talk to them about today. So they're going to share me a few ideas, and we're going to talk about a few alternatives to Amazon affiliate, because I think a lot of you out there right now, although you're still plugging away with your Amazon affiliate sites, you might be looking for a few other projects that you can start online that don't necessarily rely so much on the Amazon affiliate commissions. So I don't know which one of you wants to go first, but what do you want to just introduce yourselves and let us know, you know, how long you've been making online stuff and a few of the projects that you've recently done. Which one's going to go first?
Shall I take it away? Mike's going to do it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah, I'm Mike. It's my brother Joe. And yeah, for the past 5 years, we've been really working on not just Amazon associate businesses, but really a portfolio of different online marketing businesses. And, you know, we're getting on this call mainly because of the changes to Amazon associates, but there's a lot of things that really go on inside the online marketing space, and everything is always changing. And so really our main focus and our main mission is to encourage diversification when it comes to making money online. And so, you know, on top of Amazon associates, we have essentially content sites that make money with ads and with other affiliate businesses. We do drop shipping. And so we'll talk about how we can take some of the lost Amazon associate earnings and channel that into a different revenue source through drop shipping. And we also do Kindle Publishing, which is a different way of monetizing on Amazon. That is probably the best Amazon business model right now because of how sustainable it is. There's no inventory costs, and it's really just kind of infinite inventory, so you can generate an infinite ROI. So yeah, we do all these things. I'm not sure how sometimes, but we've really come to understand like all the business models and how they can work together and their pros and cons. And so yeah, we can dive right in and talk about whatever you like.
That's great. I mean, because I think a lot of people, it was a big blow when Amazon sent out the email the other week or so about the commission changes, and a lot of people, they invested a lot of time and effort into their projects and to build up websites, create content, and all that kind of stuff. But I guess the thing that a lot of people maybe don't take away is that the skills they've learnt there, the article creation, the keyword research, the SEO, maybe some ad skills, anything like that, social media skills, they can be applied to other business models, can't they? You know, it's not, all is not lost. If you know how to create a website, if you know how to create content, if you know a little bit of SEO, then you've got lots of options available to you, haven't you?
Yeah, I can't stress that enough. We actually started our Amazon affiliate journey, or even built our first blog on WordPress. I think it was 2017 or 2018. But by that time, we already had successful Kindle publishing businesses and successful dropshipping businesses. And just to clarify something, when we talk about dropshipping, we're not talking about that like scammy looking tactic that you might have run across where you're like running Facebook ads and like trying to dropship something directly from China through AliExpress. That's a business model that, in our opinion, is like a total like scam, waste of time. It doesn't work. We do dropshipping the same way that the big retailers do it. So like the Wayfairs, the Home Depots, where we have direct supplier relationships with brands in our country. So we're in the US, so we have relationships in the US with brands. We have students in the UK that have done this as well. Number of places you can do it. But regardless, that's how we do dropshipping, the same way that the big retailers do it. Wayfair, Home Depot, even Amazon, a lot of stuff is dropshipped on Amazon. But to your original point, Alex, I can't stress that enough. If you've made a successful Amazon affiliate site and you understand how to do SEO, how to write articles the right way, how to do keyword research, it's really, really wide open. Because we found that the more online businesses we do, the easier it gets. And we took, so on one of our dropshipping sites, on one of our dropshipping sites, we have a separate blog site. And on that blog site, we send traffic not only to Amazon, but to our dropshipping site. And when we send it to our dropshipping site, we don't make a few percentage points of a commission. We make $500, $1,000, sometimes even more per sale because of the nature of the expensive products that we're selling on this site. Yeah. So we actually had a student in the UK who we did an interview with. He was one of our students that was able to be successful really quickly on the dropshipping front because he had that experience, that Amazon affiliate experience, and he's built it in the past. So yeah, I really agree with your original point there.
Okay, cool.
And if I can just add something, really the skill of building a website and driving traffic to it, that's the main part. Amazon affiliate is just one sort of monetization tool in the toolbox. And there's so many other ones that you can use. People like Amazon Associates because it's easy to sign up for, it's simple, it has a good conversion rate, but it has its own pitfalls. And so rather than putting all your eggs in that basket of just relying on Amazon affiliate commissions, you already know how to drive traffic and get keywords ranking. So it's just a matter of driving or ranking for keywords that will allow you to drive traffic to different sources, such as maybe a dropshipping site that you own and you have that direct supplier relationship with, that will allow you to earn more or just diversify your income.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So, let's talk about dropshipping for a while. I mean, it's been something that I've dabbled with. And in fact, I dabbled with exactly that method that you just mentioned. I watched some videos on YouTube. I don't know who they were, but yeah, it was all about finding products on AliExpress and then running some Facebook ads, and hopefully you spend less than you make. And it's, it sounds easy in process and in principle, but it's not. And I think one of your recent videos on your YouTube channel, by the way, these guys have got their own YouTube channel. You'll find links to it in the description of this video. Do go check it out. But I think one of your last videos, you were chatting to, I think it was one of your students. I can't remember his name. But yeah, he had, I don't know, burnt through like 100 or so products on AliExpress, just giving Facebook loads of ads money. And I think 99 out of those 100 products were just rubbish. They didn't sell, and he just wasted his money. So I think that may be the experience that a lot of people have got from dropshipping. That's because that's what you see on YouTube quite a lot of people saying, all you've got to do is find a product on AliExpress and run some Facebook ads. But you're saying there is a different approach to dropshipping, and one that works a lot better and doesn't involve shipping stuff in from China.
Correct. Dropshipping is just a method of fulfillment. So that term is so vague, and it has really been almost stolen to be mainly associated with that dumb model of using AliExpress and using Facebook. It kind of does go back to the Amazon associates state of mind, not to diss anyone that does it, because we do it as well. But it's like almost such a hands-off process of you're going and you're finding products that are already there. You're just throwing things on Facebook, and you're kind of just hoping that all this takes care of itself. But what we do is like what Joe said, what Home Depot does, what Wayfair does. They go out and they have direct relationships with these US companies. So, no matter what you sell, if you go on Wayfair and you just browse around at any of the items there, you can look at a furniture item that's, say like a sofa that's $5,000, right? That's not being drop shipped from China.
No.
There's a company in the US that is storing those sofas, and they have their own brand that there is demand for. There's demand for that exact brand, and you can call them and you can get a wholesale account with them. And now all of a sudden you can go and you can sell their products, and you can get, 20 to 30% margin on these products. And so that's what we do. So instead of driving the traffic to Amazon, where that sofa may even be for sale, we just drive it to our own website. And yes, there's some customer service involved. It's not totally hands off, but it is outsourceable, and it does put a lot more of the control back in your hands. So that's really the major plus.
Yeah. And I guess the other major plus, I've often said I don't like customers. I don't like customer service. Anyone who watches my channel will know that's why I love affiliate marketing, that I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But there is obviously a benefit to doing the customer service, and that benefit is that you actually have a customer that you can have in your email list, and that you can communicate with, and that you can promote other products to. So you do have a course that's available on dropshipping, because you guys have been doing it for a little while, and I believe that you've sold a couple of dropshipping sites. You've taken a site from start to finish and sold it for a handsome sum of money, let's say. So tell us a little bit about your course. I guess you cover things like customer service, which is one of the big things that kind of puts me off dropshipping. But the way that you're selling it to me, maybe it's something that I am going to investigate in. So yeah, tell me a little bit about your course and what kind of things it covers and can help people do.
Well, I'll let Mike speak about the customer service thing and the course in a second. But one thing I want to add is another big benefit of focusing on expensive products, like the way we do it, is, yeah, there are customer service obligations, which we totally outsource now. I don't think we're dealing with stuff at a somewhat high level, Mike is, but we are not really involved in the day-to-day minutia of customer service. We have a team, and we have sales folks that take care of a lot of the things that we used to do, but we don't do it anymore. So it can become an automated business, especially if you work at it for a little bit, which we've done. Yeah. But one of the benefits of selling the expensive products the way we do it is you don't need that many orders to make a lot of money. No. When I say that if we're making up to sometimes $500 or sometimes thousands of dollars of profit per order, we only need a handful of orders every month.
Yeah. So therefore, there's not going to be that many customer questions, is there? If you've only got a handful of customers, customer service. Yeah. Again, I guess I'm coming from that mindset, the AliExpress one, where you're selling a $20 widget or whatever, yeah. And then you're going to need to sell a lot, and therefore you're going to have a lot of customers, and therefore you're going to have a lot of customer service obligations. But you say if you flip it on its head and have a few customers that are spending a large amount on your website, then it's a whole different proposition, isn't it?
Yeah. With scale, as you scale, you do have customer service, but yes, it is a totally different ball game than trying to sell a mass amount of small products. But I'll let Mike talk about what we cover in the course. It's basically just a full guide, A to Z, the strategies that we use to get a dropshipping store off the ground, and we started with ads, with Google Ads, which really very similar to search engine optimization because it is query-based marketing. You're not going after people on Facebook trying to sell them like a can opener. You're going after people in Google, just like affiliate marketing, where they're typing in, best, best sofa for back pain or something.
Yeah, something specific.
They're typing that.
You're going for those specific searches.
You're selling to people who are searching for what you're selling. So, and we can do that without any waiting for rankings in Google. So I'll let Mike talk about exactly what we talk about in the course and all that.
I mean, I love paid ads. I mean, before I did this YouTube thing, I had an agency. We were a Google AdWords agency, and we used to run lots of companies, big companies, Google AdWords campaigns. So I'm very familiar with Google Ads. And that's the one thing that I guess is a little bit of a problem with affiliate marketing, is that it's very difficult to run ads with affiliate marketing websites. Generally, you want to rely on other traffic sources because it can be really hard to make the ads profitable, because you kind of run them blind in a way, because you can't track them to a level that you need to in order to optimize them to get a really good ROI, which of course you can do if you have your own e-commerce type site, like a dropshipping site, where you can really see what's working and what's not working. Just before you say a little bit more about the course, just one quick question, bearing in mind that my channel is a WordPress channel. Do you generally build your sites with WordPress or with Shopify?
We do Shopify. Now we can. I have built a WooCommerce thing in the past, not for dropshipping, but for something else. You certainly can do it. There's no reason why you can't do it, especially for your viewers who are probably a little bit more tech savvy.
Yeah. Most of my viewers, all of my viewers can set up a WordPress site. I'm sure of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be the approach is going to be a little bit different. But yeah, that's one of the other beauties about having a multifaceted approach to online business is, there's no single point of failure. Like, say something happens and Shopify shuts down, you still have all your supplier relations. You can just move your products over to WordPress, sync it to Google Shopping, sync it to Google Ads, and you're off to the races there. So Mike will go on about it, the course, but when we teach people, we are very, very focused, because to be honest with you, we're both not like highly tech savvy. I mean, I'm probably the more tech savvy of the two of us, but we're both not highly tech savvy. So we like to put a major focus on the high level strategic aspects of how we run our business, and kind of outsource a lot of the tech savvy stuff. So yeah, I'll let Mike.
I guess that's why you're drawn towards Shopify, because it's just easy, isn't it? It is easy compared to WordPress.
Yeah.
And anyone, I will agree that Shopify is easier than WordPress. You literally just sign up and you can get a site up really, really quickly, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. But the important thing is that Shopify is not our business model. It's just another tool that we use. And so it's interchangeable. Yeah. Even though it might be the best tool, it's an interchangeable tool nonetheless. So you can certainly do everything on WordPress. You can even have, that blog site that could be driving traffic to your dropshipping store. It could be on the same site if you just do it, have a separate WooCommerce aspect to the site. So, I mean, in the course, we really just detail how to actually find good products, and it's a lot easier than you think. It's a lot more just available than you think. It's not like AliExpress where you need to test winning products and do all these things, because like you said, running an ad agency, really one of the hardest things to do is to get ads profitable. Right. And so if you're selling a product where you make $1,000 on one sale, and you're just doing query-based ads, so text ads or shopping ads where people are searching for the product that they want, and you're showing up, it's very easy to make a return on your investment. Yeah. Because you have $1,000 worth of margin to play with. So I'm drawing a blank as to the term, but the margin of error is very high. And we did an interview with that person we were talking about. His name was Mike Lopez, who was doing AliExpress, and he couldn't get a winning product, and he was spending all this money. And really the main distinction that we were making was with that model, you need to hit everything right. It's like a bullseye. You need to get every single thing right. Yeah. But with this, you have so much wiggle room that your ads don't have to be perfect by any means. You don't have to have the perfect product by any means. And so it really allows you to scale and just get more products up. And it just works a lot smoother. So we teach you how to do that, find products, set up the website in Shopify. But if they're already, familiar with your page, then they can probably just do it on WordPress. But the principles are the same as far as, setting up the descriptions, how they should be done, the elements you should have on your page that make people more likely to buy, and, how to call suppliers, get them on board, how to upload their products, and how to drive traffic to them. And, we talk about the customer service as well. But starting out, like Joe said, you don't need to sell a lot of products to get off the ground. And so while it may seem like a burden to think that you have to deal with all these customers, really, when you're just getting started and you're making your first $1,000 or $2,000, you're only dealing with such a limited amount of customers. And by the time you get to that $2,000 a month point, maybe you're more sold on it. You're, okay, I'm willing to do some more customer service to increase my earnings or hire someone.
Yeah.
You could hire someone overseas and, you can definitely make that worth your while. So yeah, that's really, like Joe said, A to Z of how to get these high ticket suppliers and how to run traffic to them. And Joe, you did add that long tail SEO module as well. So
yeah, and we have a YouTube ads module that I have to actually publish that, but yeah, that's ready to go. So yeah, we talk about a bunch of different ways to drive traffic, how to get off the ground. But a lot of your viewers, it's all about having a website, getting people to your website that want to buy your products. They're searching for them. So your viewers who are experienced with Amazon affiliate, they're going to understand that. Like, they know the principles of that because they're already doing it, but they're just driving the traffic to Amazon. So once you combine that with the paid ads, some social media retargeting, which we talk about, it gives you a lot more, like I hate to use the same analogy, but tools in the toolbox. So someone's hitting your site once, they're getting retargeted across the web, social media, through the Google display ads, Google, like everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's cool. And obviously you can track it all, you can see what's working, and then you can focus your efforts onto bits that are working. So that sounds really cool. I'll put a link up now to the course, so you can go check that out. By the way, obviously any link on my channel is probably going to be an affiliate link. So if you do click through and want to try out the course, I will earn a commission. Thank you very much. So that's the dropshipping side of things, which I think I'm going to definitely think about getting into a little bit more. As I say, I have cast it to one side since my previous experience with AliExpress and all that stuff, but it sounds like there's a different way of doing things, and I'm going to check out your course and try that different approach. But the Kindle Publishing, which is again another course that you offer and something that you've been playing around with a little while. Tell us about Kindle Publishing, because I think it's something that most people would go, well, Kindle Publishing, I can't do that. I'm no author. How on earth can I get into that? Tell us what you've been up to with that. Who's going first?
You want me to go? Okay. Yeah, so we started Kindle Publishing before we started dropshipping, actually. And we had played around with a bunch of different things. Really, we were doing coloring books. We were doing Sudoku books, puzzle books, things like that. And really, after testing a lot of things and, taking courses, doing coachings, stuff like that, we came around to doing fiction. And the reason for that is fiction has a lot more of a voracious reader base, and it's a lot easier to build a long-term business with fiction, because you have readers that will not just buy one of your books, like buy a Sudoku book or even a nonfiction book on like magnesium benefits or something like that, and they buy it once and that's it. A fiction reader, and if they like your stuff, they will read every single thing you put out, and they will become a loyal fan. So what we do is we publish fiction. We don't write any of it ourselves. We hire ghostwriters, we hire editors, we hire cover designers, and we build our mailing list, and we put our books on Kindle, and we drive traffic to them through our mailing list, through other people's mailing lists that are also authors or publishers, however you want to look at it. And we use that to, it's basically like infinite inventory FBA type model. So we have these digital products that we spent a couple $100 on, and all we have to do is just drive traffic to them, get people to buy them, get people to read them. And in turn, by driving that external traffic, it will boost your Amazon rankings, getting more eyes on the book, more downloads, more reads. And once you make a profit on that book, once you make that initial ROI, it's profitable forever.
Yeah.
And so that's really the focus of our business model, is building our list and putting out books to this reader base that will continue reading all of your books over and over and over. And once you have just a big enough back catalog, whenever a new reader comes into your sort of world, there's such a high customer value in there because they're just going to go through everything that you have if they like you.
Yeah.
And so, it's really an exponential
yeah, I'm
effect.
so intrigued. I mean, to what kind of genres are your books in? I'm just curious.
So we do romance exclusively, and that's because romance is probably, it takes up like a third of the top 100 Kindle market. So it's by far the most popular genre. And within there's so many themes and subgenres that I'm not going to get into, and we talk about those in the course.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because there's a lot of them. What's that?
I can imagine the kind of subgenres you've got under romance. Yeah.
It is pretty weird. But I don't know. There's an audience for it. We don't do like erotica or anything like that.
Nothing too
romance
saucy.
Is basically mean.
Nothing too saucy.
No, it's not. You don't want it to be too saucy because if that's the case, Amazon will almost they kind of shadow ban your book.
Okay.
They banish it to like the erotica section.
Yeah, keep it clean.
Yeah. And so people do romances that are like totally clean, no cursing, no intimate scenes or anything like that. But you can think about it more like probably like Twilight.
Oh yeah.
Or like The Notebook, or they have like intimate scenes, I guess, but it's not totally about that. It's more about the stories. But to not get into the nitty-gritty details, yeah, we do romance because it is more popular, but you can find a writer for really anything if you do it properly. So in the course, we teach you how to find good writers. We use Upwork mainly for that. How to get good cover designers, but really your job in this business model is to be the publisher that is in charge of exactly the direction of your pen name. So you need to figure out, okay, this is what the book is going to be about in a very general sense. We don't do outlines. We don't do like these intricate plots. We have the writers do those. But you need to just decide the themes that are going to be in there because that's very important to the market.
Yeah.
The market wants very specific things and they tell you what those are, but you have to be perceptive enough to see that and translate that into your own original work. So that's the main skill. And we teach you how to build your list. And, there's ways to do that, with free books and all that. And it's just about launching new books and, like I said, sending the traffic to Amazon.
It sounds really interesting. Again, I think it's another area that I'm going to definitely investigate and maybe get started in. And we've all had experiences with Upwork in the past in terms of hiring writers for just article creation and things like that. So do you have is there a process in your course that kind of makes that a little bit easier so that you don't have to burn through lots of different writers? Because as you said, I think one of the keys to this business is that the books that you create are of a certain quality so that they encourage your customers to want to buy more of them. And if the books aren't any good, then that's not going to work, is it?
I'll speak to this because I actually have I know what you're talking about because I have experience hiring writers for the types of romance books that we're talking about and for stuff like Amazon affiliate articles. And it really is kind of two different classes of writers that you're hiring, or I shouldn't say classes like one is better than the other, but two different types of writers.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you are going to have it's not going to be the same burn rate as when you're doing like an Amazon affiliate site, but you do tend to develop a much longer relationship with the writer when you're hiring them for this fiction stuff because they're writing a whole book for you and that's how they're going to get paid. And they're not only writing one book for you, they're writing like multiple series of books for you. And we teach you how to do it, but just the very nature of it is different than hiring like a blog writer. Because blog writers, I think they tend to, unless you hire someone full time, which actually we do for all of our sites, that's a bit of a different topic. And one of the reasons why we do that is to cover that. Because when you're burning through writers, it takes up a lot of time to go out and find new ones. And so we've just preferred to always have someone on staff that's ready to write blog posts for our dropshipping sites, our affiliate sites. We just always have someone ready to do that. So we can have a constant pipeline of stuff to write. But for this stuff, you're not going to burn through writers. Yeah, you have to spend some time finding a good writer, but it's apples and oranges when it comes to the hiring process.
So generally, when you've got a series of your books, are they all written by the same person?
You should have so we do like series. So we'll do like a 4-book series or a 5-book series, and that should all be written by the same person because you want it to be cohesive.
Yeah.
They don't have to be read in order or even, at all. Like you can read just one separately. And so, the nitty-gritty details of that are in the course, but essentially it's going to be the same world. And so naturally you should have the same writer do it.
Yeah.
Because it's just easier. But you don't have to have the same series. You don't have to have the same writer for your entire pen name. And it's really inevitable that you're going to have writers leave and have issues. Some of them get burned out. But it is definitely a different class of writer because these people, it's not like they're doing research on some sort of kitchen utensil and there's none of that involved. It's fiction. So it's coming out of their own mind. You just kind of give them the direction and they just run off and do it. And it's actually cheaper per word than
an article,
like a nonfiction writer usually. So it can be cheaper than, a huge article depending on the word counts. But really the way that we mitigate that is we have them just we'll give them the idea for the book. We say, hey, give me the first 1,000 words or 2,000 words back. And in the beginning, you should read what your writers are doing because you want to know if they're bad. So if the first 1,000 words is like not up to par, then, you give them their
give them the notice,
$10, $20, whatever, and say,
thanks, but no
sorry,
thanks.
It didn't work out. And find it. So, but these fiction writers, they have samples already. And so you should be able to judge off of their samples, which are going to be similar to your books. Cause it's just prose. It's not like, review articles or different formatting or something that would come along with hiring a blog writer. You're just reading how well they write and how good their fiction is.
Yeah.
So,
and how long does it take to put a book together?
Some writers do it really quick. Like I have a writer that can do a 30,000 word book in 1 to 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's more common to see 3 to 4 weeks. But so I usually wouldn't hire a writer if they couldn't do a 30K in 3 weeks or less because I like speed, but you don't want to sacrifice quality
over the speed,
quantity or speed. So, but usually a month. We usually put out 1 book a month, but we do recommend that you hire multiple writers. Like if you have capital that you want to invest and you're not doing this by your bootstraps, you can hire a couple writers and just get ahead of the game by having multiple series written at one time. That way, if one thing happens with one writer, you're not going to miss a beat and not going to miss your launches because your launch schedule is going to be very important.
Yeah. Wow. So how many Kindle books have you got published at the moment?
So since we started doing things in a more long-term approach, I'd say probably like 20.
Okay. That sounds like quite a lot.
Yeah.
And
it's really not actually. We have writers, other publishers that put out like literally 4 books a month. We just do 1 a month.
Yeah.
And so it's really easy to double down as well because you don't have the customer service elements. You don't have the restocking elements. So once you decide you want to move, like really just go hard on it, you can. But 20 books for, making 10,000 a month and royalties, 20,000 a month, 25,000 is, it's pretty good.
That sounds really good. So, let's just quickly talk about the course. You said that you cover most of the stuff. I'm going to put a link up now. Again, you'll find all the links in the description. And you've kindly given me a discount code that I'm able to share with my subscribers. I think the code is, was it WP Eagle 50? Or was it Eagle 50?
It's just Eagle 50.
Eagle 50. I'll put it up, and again, you'll find it in the description just so there's no confusion there. That'll get you 50% off the course. But it's only going to run for about 2 days after this video goes live. So take a look. I think it's going to be published tomorrow, which will be the 30th. So do check that out. But so the course covers absolutely everything to finding the writers, coming up with ideas for books, distribution, basically everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Alex, if I could just add one thing, because I do want to throw something out there for specifically for your viewer, because I know they're more sophisticated, and this is the kind of stuff that I like to think about and like to talk about. So in the course, we're talking about the only steps you need to having a successful.
That was a bit of a Freudian slip there.
Book. Yeah, it was a successful Kindle book in the fiction space, which doesn't require building a website or building like an Amazon affiliate style website. But since this is about Amazon affiliate like alternatives, say for example, if you were going to put out a book series in like the sci-fi space, and then you had your author website was dedicated to sci-fi, like there's a lot you can do with the search engines as well as the steps that we teach to even accelerate things even further. So, if you have a blog post like best sci-fi authors, and then on that blog post, you're opting people into your list and stuff like that. And we actually do a little bit of that as well, like I mentioned to you before the call. But again, it just goes back to connecting all the puzzle pieces of online business. And it's just amazing how once you understand one aspect of it, so say you get really good at Amazon affiliate, like we've talked about in this call, you add the dropshipping to it, you can add Kindle publishing stuff to it. There's just a lot you can do with one skill set, but you have to pay special attention to stacking them on top of each other. And that's what we try and focus on. That's what we try and teach.
Yeah. It all sounds really interesting. Yeah. Once you've got that audience and you know what they like and what they're into, then there is just so many opportunities available to you, isn't there, at that point, in terms of recommending other products or whatever. And something else that we spoke about before we started recording was, once you've got these books, there is then another opportunity in terms of audiobooks that you can, again, hire someone or whatever, someone to do the voiceover, do the narration. And you mentioned that Amazon are so keen to get people downloading the Audible app and signing up for Audible or just checking out Audible, that they will, give your audiobooks away for free, but they'll still pay you. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. And we don't talk about that in the course just yet. We'll probably add that later on because, there's so many things going on and we can go on forever about like how to stack all stuff together. But it is definitely something worth talking about right now. And that's why it's important to get into Kindle now, because the way to get an audiobook done is you have to have it on Kindle, and then you just go to acx.com and you connect the Kindle book on acx.com, and they have narrators on that website already that you can hire to do your Kindle book. They'll just narrate it, and it's all published through ACX, winds up on audible.com. But yes, they give you free redemption codes to give to your readers. And if they use a redemption code, it's free for them, but you still get that payment. And on top of that, right now, if someone signs up for an Audible subscription, I believe you get $75.
Wow.
If they sign up through you for that Audible subscription. So yeah, this is something like Audible is doing just to really squeeze out the competition, because they want to be the dominators in the audio space. So just like they did with Kindle, how they really squeezed out a lot of the book markets, which they still have competition from. They're trying to do the same thing here, but they're really making a big push at it. And so they're willing to just pay you.
They're going to throw money at it.
Pay
Yeah.
you to put content up.
That's what they do. So yeah, it all sounds really exciting, and it just shows that there's so many opportunities out there, and it's just, I think sometimes it can be overwhelming, especially for people that are looking to make money online and get into this. There's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of stuff, especially on YouTube. You see a lot of ads for it in front of my videos. There's a lot of guys out there that are promising big things. They're often standing in front of Lamborghinis and Ferraris and that kind of stuff, and they're promising a lot and selling a lot of courses and not always delivering. So it's good to catch up with you guys that, you've got lots of things going on and lots of experience in this. So speaking of people that are thinking of getting into making money online, let's say, especially at this time with the whole COVID thing going on, people are stuck at home. They're looking for stuff to do. And maybe you could both answer this one. What would be the one bit of advice? What's the one thing that you've learned on your adventures in this whole thing that you would pass on to someone that's thinking about getting started?
Oh man, I hope this doesn't sound too cliche, but I think the thing that serves us the most is like just doing things and Like, we don't care if we mess up, if we do something wrong. And we see it as, so now that we've, been teaching this stuff for about a year, we have, dropshipping specifically, we just started teaching the Kindle stuff because people have been very curious about it. But now that we've been teaching other people for a year, it kind of gives us insight into the types of people that are more successful and the types of people that aren't.
Okay.
And I will say that the types of people that are more successful at online business, they just do stuff and ask questions later rather than getting bogged down in like all the little details of everything. And, if we're talking about WordPress here, if we're going to be playing around with the colors and thinking like, oh, is my logo good and stuff like that. So if you're trying to complete a business model and say you have to set a goal, like say in the case of Kindle, like I want to publish 10 books in 10 months. Like that should be the overall big picture. And you should stick to that, because the only way you're going to be able to tweak and refine it and get really good at it is by doing it and like making the mistakes and seeing where it goes. And we do that with everything. We do that with everything. We don't hesitate. When we want to start doing something, we just do it.
Yeah.
And
I think there are people, and I come across them all the time, and they want to try and get everything perfect in their mind's eye before they start. They want to try and get all the ducks in a row, and it's a kind of a fear that they have that it's not going to go right, or they're going to do something wrong, and that stops them then doing anything. And it's trying to trying to overcome that. Just go for it, and you can adjust. And if things go wrong, that's fine, because you can learn from that anyway, can't you? You get more out of your mistakes than probably you do out of your successes, because you learn so much from those.
Yeah.
To expect to do something and execute it at 100% on your first try is just so impossible and so unrealistic that it's not even something we consider at this point. I was going to say what Joe said. You just need to take the next step forward, whatever that is. And it does start with having that goal. Say, I'm going to publish 10 books in 10 months. I'm going to make this much money. Or I'm going to put up a store and I'm going to make my first $1 by this time. And that goal, if you actually believe in it and you want to do it, forces you out of that mind state. It rather than some sort of mental picture, it just puts the goal on paper, and you just need to try and reach that. And so it just comes down to just doing one thing after the other. Don't hesitate. Don't be worried about screwing up, because you're going to screw up no matter what. And just go from there. And that's how it's done.
Yeah.
We've done it so many times. Yeah. Like whenever we decide to do something new, we know that we're just going to screw it up, and it's going to be bad probably the first time. But then the second time we do it, third time, fourth time, then you really start to develop.
Make it better
skill.
Every time. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, it's been a great call. Just before we wrap up, unless there's anything else you want to cover, but just before we wrap up, what's your kind of feeling in general about the whole money online space? And I mean, because you've been on a few other channels and you spoke to a number of other people, and there's a lot of courses and a lot of stuff out there, and I think people do get overwhelmed. I mean, what's your general feeling about the space? It's got a bit of a bad reputation, hasn't it? And there's people like myself and Doug, who you've been on his channel as well, and other people that we try and share what we know in a kind of ethical kind of approach. I just wondered if you had any thoughts on this, and and to anyone that maybe is invested in a course before and it's maybe not gone as well as they'd hoped.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Well, first of all, you and Doug put out absolutely fantastic content, and I've learned a lot from you both, because when I first started doing WordPress blogging in 2017, it was a complete flop. Long story short, I did a lot of link building, like outreach, not even like black hat, just white hat outreach link building. And I think I actually did it like way too well, because I built like 200 links in like the first month or something, first few months. And so my first blog site ever went from like this, like it was straight up to like straight down. I think it was because of the link velocity. But so I was scratching my head for like a year and a half, like trying to figure out like what happened. But anyway, it was kind of watching you guys kind of gave me like a way to approach it a little bit differently. But okay, so to answer your original question, so I was just thanking you for the good content. So, to answer your original question, Mike and I invest and have invested in tens of thousands of dollars worth of courses, like probably more than that in our lifetime doing this. And what we've honestly found is that we've taken some courses that are really bad and some courses that have maybe led us in the wrong direction, but we've always been able to extract like one thing from that we can apply later to a business down the line. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's going to resonate with people that much, but
okay, yeah.
I think you just have to keep trying and like see what happens, and just know that the knowledge is compounding, and it's like all the business model stacking stuff that we've talked about. We didn't learn that all in one place. Like we've learned that through taking like many courses, and being able to figure out buying coaching with many people. John Dykstra from Fat Stacks blog was one of our first like mentors who actually told us to start Build Assets Online. But it was just being in contact with so many people, learning from so many people. You start to put your own spin on things.
Yeah.
Because when you take a course, it's never going to be like you take it and it's going to go like 100% to the T. It's going to go that way. You're going to have to put your own spin on it, like learn as much as you can, adapt, and make tweaks along the way to be successful. And that's why I stressed earlier that setting the goal of just completing the course and then seeing what goes right, what goes wrong, making your own tweaks. That's by far the most important thing.
That's a good start. Yeah. And I think that's maybe the problem with, generally the courses are probably okay. And your course is good as well. And so is Doug's. I think just sometimes the way that they're sold maybe over promises a little bit, and they're kind of sold as a little bit of a magic bullet. You get the course, you read the course, and bang, you're making thousands online. And of course, it's never going to be like that, because everyone's situation's different, everyone's skill set's different, and everyone's experiences are different. But I say your course is good because you're compounding a lot of knowledge that you've learned through your own experiences and packaging it up that people can then take away. And and it's good. And
if I could just add one thing,
go.
Yeah, like I know exactly what you're talking about, and that those types of courses that you're talking about. And a lot of times, really, with those, there's such an off balance of value they provide versus like just pure dopamine hits that they give you.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is how I earned $50,000, doing this. And like just seeing the screenshots and seeing the money and stuff like that, it really gets people into like some sort of primal reaction, and it's very persuasive. But if you don't balance that out with actually providing details on what your business model is and like how you're doing things to prove that the ins and outs of that business, that would be like the major red flag when it comes to buying a course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just to add to that, as we wrap up here, we obviously, like when you're in the space and you're selling information products, if we made our sales page say like, yeah, this is how we make money on, like, if we have to like use some persuasive techniques. That's like kind of part of the
of course, everyone, you'd have to. It's a sales page, isn't it?
Yeah. But we don't talk about anything that like we haven't done or that like we don't do like regularly. Mm-hmm. So everything that like all the screenshots, like everything that we talk about, you can hear us talking about ad nauseum on our YouTube channels and on like on our podcast, because we kind of syndicate to YouTube and our podcast. So
yeah, there shouldn't be any doubt that like we don't know what we're doing, or we're just sort of making this up for the digital product money. Because again, we could talk about this stuff for forever, but it's not persuasive. And so it's good to, I think people can easily detect like who's BSing, who doesn't really know what they're talking about. And so if that meter doesn't go off in your head that, okay, this person actually really knows in depth what they're talking about with this, then don't buy the course.
Yeah. Just consume their content for a little bit. I mean, if you see a YouTube ad and you watch the webinar and it's like you haven't consumed any of their other content, like they don't have any podcasts, they don't have any things of just them talking in like a long form, because that's how you can really, I think, detect like the BSers from like the
people that have actually been there and done it. Yeah.
Because if you could talk about it in a long form way, then like that's so hard. Like if it would be
you can't fake that.
No,
really.
you can't.
Yeah.
So
No, good.
So,
And that's why I've enjoyed today's call. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. You'll find all the links to all the courses in the description. I'm going to be certainly revisiting dropshipping and investigating Kindle publishing, because you've opened my eyes today, certainly on that. And it just shows that, all is not lost when it comes to Amazon affiliate. There's plenty more opportunities out there on the internet, and using the fantastic technology that we've got available to us today to make a living and build a business and build something that can really, be something and generate a great income online. So thanks for spending some time with me today. Do go check out the guy's channel. Again, you'll find a link to that in the description. It's a up and coming YouTube channel. I think you've nearly hit 1,000 subscribers, or have you got over that just yet? Are you?
we're almost there. Almost there.
Yeah, up and coming is a good word.
So yeah, do go over there. Do give them a subscribe. We'll push them over into the 4 figures on the subscribers, and that'd be great. Yeah, thanks for spending some time with you. I'll see you around.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Alex. It's been great.
So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I found chatting to the guys really interesting and really inspiring, and I've got a copy of both of their courses, both the dropshipping one and the Kindle publishing one. So I'm going to be diving into those as soon as I possibly can. And I'm going to start doing some Kindle publishing, and I'm going to start another dropshipping site. And as I said in the intro, I will, of course, share with you guys everything that I do on those fronts. If you're not already subscribed, you can do so by clicking on my face. Why not check out the vlog channel? Click on my other face up there somewhere. And here are a couple more videos. They've been chosen specially for you. So I hope you enjoy them. Until next time, bye for now.